Are you wondering whether your profile is good enough to apply for the EB2 NIW? Today I'm going to talk about my own profile that got approved by USCIS for the EB2 NIW, so you can assess this for yourself. Keep watching if you want to know more. Hello again, my fellow hardworking international professionals, whether you are in the US or somewhere else in the world. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about my own professional profile. So to rewind a little bit, I was an F1 international student when I came here, and I was in my second year of STEM OPT when I applied. And overall, to start with the years of experience, so I had those 2 years of experience so far when I applied, and I also had my 1 year of OPT after I finished my BA, my bachelor's. And I had a summer internship as well from my master's, so that was around like 3 to 4 months full time. And I also had 2 more years of part-time experience when I was working in my BA in my college. So that was a part-time because you cannot work more than 20 hours when you're an international student, and of course you have to work on campus as well. So everything I put on my application was to work around those years, which was basically those years when I was still a student and also a student status. Now let's talk about education. I got my BA in Utah from BYU, and I studied, my major was on international relations and my minor was on international development. And after that, I got my master's in Georgetown University in DC, and that was on international development policy. So that was my advanced degree. Now let's get back to the work I was doing during my STEM OPT. So as you can tell, my education and everything I was doing was related to international development. That was the focus that I was doing. But my work during the STEM OPT was more on domestic policy. I was a policy analyst, and I was doing domestic policy, meaning US policy, which was related to post-secondary financial aid, the federal statistical system, and as well social welfare. So all the work that I was doing in my professional experience was related to socioeconomic development, economic growth, and as well poverty eradication. Now, one quick thought here is that one thing I wanted to do, and I'm sure it played a role, I'm not sure how much it did, and is that I wanted to also really rush and send my application while Biden was still a president. So I knew that there was really high probability that Trump was going to be president after Biden. And I also knew that his priorities were not really aligned of me as a professional or the field that I was working on. So he's not really into, poverty eradication or development as we've seen. So I did see that the Biden administration did have a focus and alignment there. So I wanted to really rush and then send that application while he was still a president, because there was a lot of backup and supporting evidence that I could include with all of the executive orders, all government attempts to have solutions to the same problem and issues that I was trying to solve as a professional and in my field. And for me, in that case, it was really easy to show that a national interest and the national importance of my field, and of course, me as a professional as well. I was also hoping I could send my change of status for permanent residency right before there was a change of administration, but unfortunately, there was a lot of delays and priority dates. So I couldn't send that in, and I'm still waiting. And, let's see if it's possible to send it, really soon, maybe in the coming months. I'm not sure with all the changes with USCIS as well, and a lot of the backlog and the changes in immigration reform. So that's why I'm also telling you too that you should rush and send that application as soon as you can, because you never know when there are going to be changes, not only in policy, but as well in like the waiting times and the delays. And I know for not only just EB2 NIW, but a lot of other applications for USCIS, people were rushing to send that around January. And, even if you're a DACA or any other status, then there was a lot of backlog because people wanted to really send that in and renew their work permit or their change of status or any other form for USCIS. So that's why it's really important for you to also rush, because you never know there's going to be a lot backlog or a delay. If I were to apply today, let's say I'm in 2025 and I'm barely doing my cases, let's say your field is not really aligned with this administration now, what my best shot would be is that I would just use whatever information was available from years prior, if it's still available now, right? Any government attempts or any article from previous administrations, I would just do that if you are in that situation, and then just, really hope for the best that my application is going to be approved. So going back to my professional experience, like I shared, I did a summer internship during my master's in child education in Mozambique, and then I also did another different project in the same summer about measuring women's empowerment. So my OPT after I finished college was in the Trade Commission of Peru in LA, and the part-time that I did in college was in the Political and Economic Development Lab. So those experiences were not exactly related to domestic policy. As you can tell, they were really focused on international development and international growth. But what I did was really try to show it in a way that the issues that were happening, though different in different countries, were still applicable to the US in different ways, right? So all the skills that I gained, even international focus, there could still be applicable in the US. And that was it. So I was no CEO or CFO of any company, right? We've already covered that. You don't need to be a top tier genius to be approved. I didn't even have more than 6 years of total experience, and then only 3.5 years of full-time experience outside of school. But what I did do was squeeze all of my profile, like everything in my profile, part of my work experience and in my academic experience as well. Every single argument I added was in support of how I was a professional of exceptional ability and how important I was in every single project I was a part of, that I had been a part of, and that I was continuing to be part of. So if you feel that you don't have enough arguments, I want you to do the exact same. I want you to squeeze all of that experience. I hope this was really helpful for you guys, and that it was also inspiring in a way that you can also apply for the EB2 NIW, and then you can do it on your own. Even if you feel that your profile is not good enough, just really want you to shoot your shot. I don't want you to close the doors on yourself. Please do not self-sabotage. If USCIS has to make that decision, let them make that decision. Do not make the decision before. So I want you to just do your best, write as much as you can, include every single experience from your profile, from your professional profile, and let USCIS make the final decision on your case. Also remember that if you would like to have a one-on-one conversation with me with any questions, you can talk to me and let me know where you're at and where you want to be and how I can best serve you to get there. It's totally free and you can sign up right here. It's just a 15-minute free strategy call. But if you need more help, I would also love to invite you to the pre-launch of my course. I am launching it on March 27 and I am doing very exclusive bonuses for this time only. If you would like to be part of this after March 27, there's going to be a different price, unfortunately a bit more expensive, and I would also not be included some of the bonuses right here, which are 30-minute of Q&A in the group setting. There are only 10 spots available, so you would be doing a Q&A with the people that are going to be signing up, and then also the very unique 101 1-hour workshop session with me, where you and I can be working together if you have any questions, and if you want to really digging into just going to your cover letter and everything, I can help you do that in this 101. So if you sign up right now, you're going to be able to be part of this. And if not, unfortunately, that's not going to be part of the course moving forward after March 27. So don't let this opportunity pass you by, and I hope to see you there. You can sign up right here on this link. You can also send me an email if you have any questions, or you can set up the 15-minute free call. So if you want to talk about this program as well. And if you would like even more help and you would be more interested in something like a one-on-one coaching or consulting program with me, we can also talk about that. And you can sign up for the 15-minute free call where we can talk about it, about the options and maybe some of a more personalized program for you. We'll see you in my next video. Ciao, ciao.